Here are 10 book recs written by Aussie authors that I am begging you to read. Starting off so strong with one of my favourite thrillers of all time, we have The Wolf Tree by Laura McCluskey. I still think about this all the time, and I think about the goosebumps that this book gave me. Next, we've got Melaleuca by Angie Faye Martin. I loved this book from start to finish. It was so thought-provoking with the mystery in it, I could not put this down. Next, we have Before We Were by Monique Medved. I am still thinking about this book. It has been months. If you love childhood friends to lovers, emotional books, romance, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, you're going to love this book, and then you're going to need therapy. Next, I've got The Shadows That Listen by Louisa Carmody. This was so good. Fantasy, dystopian. It was just everything that I needed, and I was in a reading slump. This got me right out of it. It was just so well done. If you want a fantasy that isn't going to let you down, this is it. Next, we've got a series I'm actually in the middle of at the moment. It is the Madoran Chronicles series by Lynette Noni. I am up to Grey Veil, which is the 4th book. If you want a series that's going to remind you of the fantasy dystopian stuff that you were sort of reading in your teens to late teens, this is it. It is such a fun time, so fast paced, something is always happening, I can't put it down. The Calendar Mums by Lauren K. McKellar. I cannot express to you how much this book took me by surprise. I thought that because I wasn't a mum, I wouldn't be able to relate to the book. Incorrect. If you're a woman, you will relate to this book no matter what. I think if you're a mum, you're going to relate to this even more than I did, which is really saying something considering I gave it 5 stars. Bloom by G.M. White. I love a thriller, what can I say? But this one is probably the only thriller I've ever read where I've really been in the mind of the main character. Everything that main character was thinking, I was thinking too. I was just as confused as her. My theories were all wrong. I guessed no part of this book whatsoever. Plot twist after plot twist. This book isn't out yet, but it does release on the 12th of August, so keep your eyes peeled. A Snowy River Summer by Stella Quinn. This was so much fun, especially for an Australian gal, because this was like a romance set in the outback. Maybe not the outback, more like the country, but it was just giving all the Aussie vibes I needed. I felt so at home. And something that really stood out to me about this book was that the man was from the city and he was a lawyer, and our FMC was from the country and she was a mechanic. She's a badass. The Stranger at the Table by Cassie Hamer. Again, this was such an Australian vibe. It was set in Australia as well. I was on edge the entire time I was reading this, but at the same time, I was weirdly comfortable because the setting was so familiar. And I can't make an Australian author video without talking about the Lexi Winter series. I still haven't read anything but the last one, but I loved that book so much. I still think about it and I desperately need to read the rest. Think detective thriller, but you're following the same detective, Lexi, throughout the whole series. I just love it. She's just so cool. I want to be her. And please drop your Aussie author recs. I am all ears as per usual.